welcome. Good morning. Good morning. It is Tuesday morning at 8:30 a.m., which means it is time here on the Fanatical Elves Network for the Burning River Browns Talk. I am Lou Marconi at L Marconi 251 on Instagram, at L Marconi 1973 on X. Thank you for joining me. We do appreciate it. Hey, be sure to check out the Fanatical Elves Network, which is a subsidiary of the Fans First Sports Network, for good Browns content. We have great people. Check it out. Like, share, comment all you want. I appreciate all the interactions, even when you call me names. I'm fine with it. So, what I'm here to talk about today is really, this is the beginning of the off season, or the beginning of the season. Technically, from what I've heard, is that hey, Browns are coming in for off season workouts now. Players are in town, and we'll talk about who was there, who we saw, and really what it entails and what it means. And we could also go a little bit into the draft talk and things that could be happening that we might not be too aware of. But before we go any further, there's something that I have to do, and that is pause for sponsors. So let's go ahead and get that pause in right now. Okay, thank you. Thank you for staying with me. All right, we got the pause in. Good. Okay, let's talk about this. Hey, off this is they're called organized team activities. It's voluntary strictly, but I'm not aware of any players not attending unless there's an injury issue. And Nick Chubb was there, and so was Deshaun Watson. Positives, good. So what this means? So what are these workouts going to be? Are they going to be on the field? Are they going to be practicing? No, they're not even going to go on the field. It's going to be classroom stuff, implementing the offense, talking about defensive philosophies, defensive schemes, and ideas. So whatever Jim Schwartz changes are going to be in, are going to be implemented, and the overhaul of the offense with Ken Dorsey will be. This is phase one of implementing that. So a lot of classroom stuff and a lot of weight room training stuff. So we're really not going to see like Nick Chubb running. We're not going to see Deshaun Watson throwing. That's not what you're going to see this time, and I think that won't be for another 4 or 5 weeks at this point. So really, it's good that they're in town. It's good that this is the beginning of it, and pretty soon, I'd say it would be, my guess is on May 9th, we'll know the schedule, and shortly thereafter, we'll know the preseason schedule. We know at the end of July, they're going to be at the Greenbrier. So as time goes on, we'll learn more about the status of Deshaun Watson and Nick Chubb, because I think that is the most important thing about this offense. Jerry Judy was there, fantastic. Everybody's getting to know each other. It's kind of like, hey, it's phase one of integrating the team and getting the team acclimated to the new concepts and changes. Continuity is with the team, that's for sure. Kevin Stefanski's this is going to be his fifth season. This is going to be Andrew Barry's fifth season with a roster that's pretty much set. The draft picks are going to be developmental depth guys because we could go out there and play now if we had to. So I think we're in a very good position. Speaking of draft picks, yep, today is the 16th. We are exactly 10 days away from, actually, excuse me, 9 days away from round one, 10 days away from when the Browns pick on day two. And right now we have the 54th and 85th pick of the draft, which is fantastic. That's great. Which which I wouldn't be surprised if some trades were made, a little maneuvering. I think one of two things the Browns want to do. They want to make sure they have three picks in the top 100 and probably four picks in the top 160 because of the NIL and COVID. This is like the perfect storm type of year. Like the talent level seriously drops off after about 100, 160, meaning that there's not a lot of depth in this draft. Meaning if you pick after 160, you might as well bring in an undrafted free agent because you're going to get the same level of talent. And there are undrafted free agents that join teams and contribute and play. Some even start. So and do really well. So it doesn't mean that they're not going to be any good. It's just you could find good players. It's just sometimes you hit, sometimes you don't. It's a lot of times it's a culture development system. There could be everything that has to line up for that player to develop and do well. So I would be on the lookout for something where maybe they might trade back 5 or 6 spots, try to pick up picks, try to, see what they could do to get at least another pick or two in the in the top 160 to get as many. They're going to look for quality, and I don't think they're going to be trying to draft for need either. I do like a couple players, and I'll tell you who I do. Who I do like, the Florida State defensive tackle. I think he would be a great fit. Fiske, I like him. I like Edgerrin Cooper, the linebacker from Texas A&M. I think he'd be a great fit. However, I don't know if they're going to be there at 54. That's how good these players are. Rosengarten, the offensive lineman, Mendenji, offensive lineman. I hope I say his name correctly. I've been pronouncing it the same way. Nobody's corrected me yet. I don't think anybody really knows how to pronounce his name. It's like the Brett Favre thing when they said favor for a while before they realized it was wrong. So much appreciated. Love it, guys. Thank you. I think, um, really, it depends on the value they have with certain players and where they at. People are saying maybe Trey Benson from Florida State. I don't know if they're going to draft a running back or not. I really don't. It all depends on how they feel about Nick Chubb, and the recent contract restructure tells me they think he's going to be back, and they signed free agents. They probably think that the free agents they got were better than the draft class. It's just really not that great of a draft class for running backs, even though I also like Audric Estime as well from Notre Dame. But I could be wrong. I do think that they have to, looking into the future, they have to look at offensive line in this draft. I think, you could see a tackle and a guard drafted. Well, two reasons for that. Joe Batonio is going into his 10th season. Great career with us. Awesome. Great guy. Love having him. But the reality is reality. Time is undefeated against all of us. He's human. Sooner or later, he's not going to be able to do it at the same level he used to, and we have to be ready for it. We have to be prepared for that. Also, the Jack Conklin is injury prone, even though he's 28. He's had injuries the last 2 years. Jed Wills is on the last year of his contract with us. We do have a very promising young, large right tackle in DeJuan Jones. So an offensive lineman would be, or an offensive tackle that could play left side would be ideal as well. Probably in a higher round, like a second or third round pick, that they could probably think they can get ready in a year to replace Wills. That's just me spitballing and thinking right now. So just to sum up everything, hey, offensive off-season workouts just started. It's great. So team, system starting to be implemented in the classroom, weight training. It's phase one. It's the beginning. Schedule will probably be announced on May 9th. Draft is 9 days away for the first round. Browns pick in 10 days. And I just kind of laid out what I think the draft strategy might be. I'll be back again tomorrow morning at 8:30 a.m. Have articles dropping. Guys, I appreciate it. Thank you all for being here with me every morning. I appreciate each every one of you. Please check out the Fanatical Elves Network. Great content for Browns coverage. Great people on this network. Like, comment, share, subscribe. We love you all. And don't ever forget, when the river burns, it always burns brown and orange. Have a good day. I'll see you tomorrow morning.